That was 2-5-1 in the key of C using 7th chords in the root position and 1/7 chord in the second inversion. So the root position is pretty clear. We can start on the 1, which is C major, 7, here's the major 7, here's the major 3rd, here's the 5th. Something to remember is that what makes this chord so is the major 3rd and the major 7. The 5th just makes it sound more dense. Then we can go to the 2. The 2 would be the same way. We start on the 2nd note of the scale, followed by the 3rd from here. That's a minor 3rd. So that's a D minor. The 2 is a minor chord, always universally, when you're using the notes of the scale. Okay? And now instead of going to the 5 all the way here, we can invert it so it's closer to where we were. So here's the 3rd inversion. But the best one to use would be this one, the 2nd inversion. So now we can go through the entire 2-5-1 in that fashion. Here's the 2. Here's the 5. It's important to see that the G is here. Here's the root and the 3rd of G. Here's the 5th, and here's the 7, which creates that tension that wants the resolution to here. A good way to practice that is in rhythm. In the 2nd bar of the C, we lowered the major 7 to a 6, just to create really nice moving part there and a different color, different voicing of the C major chord. And a good way to practice that is to take a melody and play on top of that. It has a lot of benefits. The first one is that there's a whole class of jazz piano with pianists like Earl Garner and George Shearing that played like that. So it's a really good form of comping and also technically strengthening those chords, those formations, developing the technique of the left hand. Rhythmic left hand is very characteristic of jazz, and that's a good way to practice it, while playing something a little bit more melodic here, which is how we ultimately are going to play songs, but also we can use later in improvisation. A lot of improvisation uses quotes from songs just as part of the improvisation, so it's good to get used to doing that. Let's do I've Got You Under My Skin with that, so here we go. Maybe simpler rhythm. Etc. You could also do Satin Doll. And then move to the different, same chord progression. So that's a good way to learn to do in several keys. Let's do one more key and then you can proceed to learning it on your own. Here we go. Here's F major. So here's the scale. Let's notice that we have B flat. It has to be included in the chord. We can't play a B anymore. So here's the 1. Here's the 2. Here's the 5. First inversion. 3rd inversion, because the 7 is at the bottom, and here's our 2nd inversion. A good way to do it is when you hear, just to move these 2 notes down here. That's another thing to practice, is that these 2 notes stay here, and these are the flexible. This is where the dexterity is, with these 2 fingers. Okay, so here's our 2-5-1, and let's use I've Got You Under My Skin.